Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everybody. My name is Astil Khan and I work as an English language instructor. On today's video, I am going to teach you included or embedded questions and questions or in sentences. Why we include questions and other questions or sentences? It is just because we want to be more formal and we want to say something politely. For example, I would say, can you tell me what time it is? Do you know where Ali is? Can you tell me whether you can play cricket? Do you know if your father is buying a bicycle for you? So these are some sentences where we included questions into other questions. Now I am going to include some questions into some sentences. I don't know where your father is. I don't remember if you have ever helped me. I don't know whether your father called you yesterday. I don't know whether you are a good person. So these are some questions that I included into some sentences. Now let's get to the first point. Whenever you want to include a question into a sentence or a question into another question, this question should change into a positive sentence. It means that if it functions as a question or if it is used as a question, then an auxiliary verb will come at the beginning of this sentence. It means before the subject. If you include it into a question or another sentence, it will change into a positive pattern. It means that the verb will be used after a subject. So it will change into a positive sentence. And if you include a question into a sentence, the whole sentence will function or will be used as a positive sentence. And there will be a full stop at the end. If you include a question into another question, it will be another indirect question. And there will be a question mark at the end. For example, first of all, now I am going to teach you how to include questions into some sentences. There are some certain sentences which can hold questions into them. So these positive sentences are: I want to know, I don't know, I don't remember, I am not sure, I wonder, I would like to know, let's ask. So these are positive sentences which can hold questions into them. For example, I say the direct sentence. The direct question is, what is your name? So indirectly, in a polite way, I would say, can you tell me what your name is? If there is another question, what time is it? Indirectly, I would say, I am not sure what time it is. Or you can say, for example, let's ask Ali what time it is. And there are two types of questions: yes/no questions and WH information questions. When you want to include WH questions into sentences or other questions, WH words will be used. And if you want to include yes/no questions into other sentences or questions, then there are some changes. You have to use whether or F in the middle. For example, are you ready to go to school? So I would say, I don't know if you are ready to go to school. This is an indirect way now. Let me make another example. I am watching TV. Okay, so he is not sure if I am watching TV. They are playing football. They don't know whether they are playing football. So here I included some questions into positive sentences. And I used the words whether or if. Now let me include some questions and two other questions. When you want to include some questions and two other questions, there are some questions which can hold these questions. So the questions are, do you know? Do you remember? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Could you happen to tell me? Would you mind? So these are questions which can hold or include other questions into them. For example, there is a direct question. Where did you go yesterday? Now I am going to include it into another question. So I would say, can you tell me where you went yesterday? We don't use these auxiliaries, did, do, did, and the simple past tense and a positive sentence. We don't use the auxiliary did. We only use the auxiliary did in questions and in negative sentences. If I change this sentence into a positive, the verb will also change. The main verb will be went. So, can you tell me where you went yesterday? No, yes, no question. Were your parents at home yesterday? So I would say, do you know if your parents were at home yesterday? Okay. Could you play cricket when you were 5 years old? So now I am including this question into another question. Could you tell me if you could play cricket when you were 5 years old? So ladies and gentlemen, these were some included questions into questions and included sentences into included questions into other sentences. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you with another video. Goodbye for now.